healing power of meditation. We know from our daily experience, anything that pleases the mind heals the mind. Anything that pleases the body heals. Healing is soothing. Any beautiful sight soothes the eyes. It soothes because the eyes like it. It soothes the mind. Mind cherishes the beauty of it through the eyes. So everything in the world has healing power, has power of healing to some degree or the other. Everything charming soothes the mind. A child runs about here and there and does some mischief, somebody slaps him and punishes him. He goes to the lap of mother. Lap of mother is the great healing capacity. The child on the lap of mother forgets the agony of beating outside, begins to enjoy. Great fatigue, tired of day's labor, going to cinema, and if the scenes are good and appealing and nice, it has some soothing effect, healing power. Everything good in the world has the effect of healing. Now, the effect of healing is greater if the capacity of charming is greater. If one thing can charm the mind more, can fascinate the mind, can attract the mind greater, it has the greater healing power. So greater is the charm, greater is found the power of healing in the object. Meditation has the greatest healing power because it leads to greatest happiness. Meditation leads to greatest happiness of permanent order. It leads to kingdom of heaven. It leads to the glory of God. It leads to eternal bliss. Happiness of greatest order and of permanent nature. Therefore we hold meditation has the greatest healing power. And the greatest healing power will be that which should be able to heal the life as a whole. All components of life, all phases of life, soothing, harmonious. We will see it this evening. How does meditation affect the whole life for the influence of healing? How does it soothe the mind? How does it soothe the body, heal the body? How does it soothe and heal the soul? Now what do we mean when we say healing of the soul? The soul never suffers. All those who have been reading metaphysics and have been studying some philosophy, they know soul is the transcendental aspect of our being. It is the truth ultimate. It's abstract. It is beyond the influence of anything of the relative order. So the soul stands in bliss eternal. What does healing the soul mean? Is the soul suffering? The essential nature of the soul is bliss. How can it be suffering? And if it's not suffering, how can we say the soul will be healed? Although soul is all bliss, soul is the subtlest aspect of our being, is the state of being. It is transcendental truth of our life. It's completely out of the field of relativity, completely out of the field of changes. It is ever the same non-changing absolute bliss. It cannot suffer. Yet, when we say meditation heals the soul, what do we mean? We mean this. The soul is the transcendental reality, the unmanifest. all other aspects of the mind and the body and intellect and ego and the whole universe is just the manifested aspect, gross aspect. That is the unmanifested, transcendental, abstract reality, bliss. Now, everything else is just the manifestation of that. Just as the flower, this red color and this beauty of it is nothing but a particular set of electrons and protons. This form is nothing but formless energy. This is the finding of the material science. This form is nothing but formless energy. It is electronic and protonic energy. It's energy only. When we can conceive the positive form of the flower to be abstract energy, then if we take the analysis of the flower further on, ultimately we come to the truth that is never changing. The nature of the truth is bliss. That is the ultimate reality. Bliss is the ultimate reality of the flower. Bliss is the ultimate reality of the table. Bliss is the ultimate reality of everything that exists. Ultimate, beyond changes, never changing, ever the same, constant. Its nature is bliss. This petal is nothing but electrons and protons. So, electrons and protons are pervading it, but in a manifested form. Just as the ice ball is nothing but water through and through. Water pervading ice. Ice is nothing but water. Every particle of ice is nothing but particle of water. It is water that is pervading, yet ice doesn't exhibit the qualities of water. It shows some different qualities. Similar is the case with the whole universe. All these objects of all senses, the whole field of experience, begins to exhibit some other qualities. Somewhere it becomes black, somewhere white, somewhere all the colors, somewhere solid, somewhere liquid, somewhere gaseous. All the different denominations and all different forms of the universe are nothing but the manifestations of the non-changing, ever the same, constant, eternal truth, bliss, absolute. When bliss is everywhere, bliss is pervading, but it is not being appreciated in the gross forms. Water is pervading the ice. The misery of water is its qualities are not being appreciated in ice. That's how the water is suffering. Although ice is nothing but water, yet the qualities of water are not found in ice. Some other different qualities are being found in ice. So we say water is suffering in the form of ice. When the bliss pervading everything, manifesting itself into different things, the bliss, the essential quality of that truth is not found in all these things. We say the bliss is suffering. It's not being exhibited, it's not being experienced. It's as if it is arrested in the state of the transcendent. It is arrested in the state of the unmanifest, although it is pervading the whole field of manifest universe. But its essential nature is not experienced in the field of the manifest universe. And so we say its qualities are confined to the field of the transcendent. Its qualities are confined to the abstract field, to the realm of the abstract, and not being appreciated in the realm of the concrete. And this is how we say the soul is suffering. The soul is suffering in the sense that the whole field of universe is nothing but the field of the soul, but its essential qualities are not being experienced and perceived and realized in the field of experience. So we say the nature of the soul has been restricted, as if the qualities of the soul are arrested in the field of the abstract. And when the soul quality, when the bliss is being experienced in the field of the concrete manifested universe, then we say the soul pervades, then we say the soul enjoys. It's not restricted to the field of the abstract, but it creeps on to be enjoyed well, to be appreciated fully well in the field of the concrete manifested world also. Then we say the soul is relieved out of the prison of the abstract feel. In this sense, the soul is suffering now when its qualities are not being appreciated in the field of our experience in the world. What does meditation do? Meditation leads the mind from the concrete to the abstract field of the soul, where the soul quality is bliss, and then the mind becomes it, the state of being. The mind being it, when it comes out, it brings out the quality of the soul. The quality of the soul is bliss and peace. The nature of the mind is transformed into peace and bliss, and when that peace and blissful mind comes out, it enjoys peace and bliss in the whole of experience of the world. And then we say the soul is relieved. Then we say full life is realized. The soul quality comes to be experienced in the outside world. This is cosmic consciousness, which is inclusive of all, inclusive of the quality of the abstract, ultimate reality, truth, bliss, eternal and absolute, and also inclusive at the same time of the experience of all these phenomenal world and changing world. When the quality of the unchanging life principle is being experienced in the ever-changing phenomenal world, then we say the soul is relieved. Then we say the soul is enjoying. In life is in full-fleshed glory of all aspects, transcendental aspect, subtle aspect, and the gross aspect. Meditation does this thing. Meditation leads the mind to from the gross experience of the world to the field of the bliss within, imbibing bliss in its nature. When the mind comes out, it comes out blissful. It brings the glory of the transcendent to the field of the relativity. And meditation readily relieves the soul from this suffering of being arrested in the field of the abstract. This is the greatest work of meditation. This is the aim of meditation, the goal of meditation, to bring that thing out. Inward drawn is one process, one-way march of the mind in meditation. Meditation goes in, but remaining there in the field of the divine nature, this bliss is divine nature, soul quality is divine nature. Remaining in that divine nature is not all purpose of meditation. Remaining arrested in the field of the divine is not all the purpose of meditation. It's only one-way march. 50% done. The rest 50% and the better 50% is bringing out the divine to the field of the world, to the field of the experience. And that naturally happens when the mind comes out. Comes out in the field of the God, makes it, brings it out. This is how meditation heals the soul. How does meditation heal the mind? The suffering, the agony of mind is, the poor fellow is not satisfied for this thirst of happiness. Mind is thirsty for happiness, greater and greater. At every moment it wants greater and greater joys. From where it may come, but it should come, the joy should come, and the joy should be added on greater and greater. Mind is not finding any object anywhere which could satisfy this great thirst of the mind. It's always wandering from here to there, just in search of great happiness, in search of that great happiness which will be permanent in its nature and which will be able to satisfy the great thirst of happiness of the mind. This is the agony of the mind. This is the suffering of the mind. Readily the meditation leads the mind from this field of experience which fails to satisfy its thirst of happiness to the field of the subtler nature which is more glorified than the field of the gross nature, and ultimately to the subtlest field of nature, transcendental reality, where the mind becomes bliss. It not only enjoys it, but becomes it. When the mind becomes it, the individual mind becomes universal mind. The glory is greatest. It's bliss, pure. then the thirst of happiness of the mind is satisfied. When the thirst of happiness of the mind is satisfied, all agony of the mind disappears. Mind is blissful. Submerged in bliss, becomes bliss. No tensions, no desires, nothing of worry, no misery left. The misery of the mind is not finding any medium of great happiness. Meditation leads the mind directly to the field of greatest happiness. And this immediately, instantaneously relieves the mind of all the worry, of all the misery. Howsoever worried a man may be, within 5-10 minutes, it's no exaggeration. I'm speaking on the basis of the experience of thousands of people who have come in my contact. Within 5-10 minutes, just is instructed to go deep down within, and then say, open your eyes, and opening the eyes, he says, oh, wonderful. This is the usual expression, wonderful, how nice, and how much relaxed I feel, and oh, wonderful. Somebody says, oh, it's like a magic. What happened? Many begin to believe, they become scared as if they become see surroundings and they feel as if I am hypnotized or what, as if I am I was in a different world. So much great relief comes in the mind, immediately. And this is no hypnotism, nothing, but the direct positive experience of the inner glory which the mind has never experienced. Great happiness inside, and the mind goes to it and comes out. And immediately tensions are released. Many medicinal minded people have called this meditation to be the non-medicinal tranquilizer. Immediately tranquilizes the mind. And this tranquility of the mind is just a side gain, not the main goal of meditation, just a side gain. Just as when we grow a tree of an apple, we grow it for the sake of good apples, good fruit. But we enjoy the shade, and the shade of it comes much earlier than the fruit comes. So this tranquility of the mind is just the first gain of meditation, immediate byproduct of it. Not very important, not the goal of it. But it's of great use in the practical life today. That which is the headache of the best minds of the Western world today, the question of tranquility, it's a side gate, it's a byproduct of this simple system of meditation, which needs nothing, only guiding the mind to go to the deeper levels of consciousness, unfolding the greater glories hidden there, experiencing positively, and coming out with that great happiness. This is how meditation heals the mind. Immediately. Another suffering of the mind is weak thought force, weak intellect, weak mental faculties, undeveloped latent faculties. This is another agony of the mind. The mind is the universal mind, it's the master of nature. Anything should be able to do this way or that way in the whole field of creation. But when the mind is not able to do things here and there, when the thoughts are not realized, when the plans in life are not achieved, then the mind is weak, and this weakness of mind, undeveloped stage of the mind, this is another agony and suffering of the mind. How does meditation heal it? Meditation is just the process of going from the surface level of consciousness to the deeper levels of consciousness, ultimately reaching the deepest level of consciousness. Like that, in this mark, the mind fathoms all levels of the ocean of consciousness. All levels of the ocean of mind are traversed, and made active, thereby bringing all the latent faculties up on the surface. This is how meditation uncovers and develops all the latent faculties, which are the latent potentialities of man. All the great powers, all the mystic powers, all the powers that you read in the yoga of Patanjali, and all that can the yogis do could be done through this meditation. The mind is just like an ocean. As long as we are engaging the mind through the senses, experiencing things, so long we are only using the surface value of the ocean of mind. And when the water is just on the surface, when the ripples don't go deep, then the power of the ripples is not much. They are weak. They are called ripples, not waves. And when the waves go deep enough, and then they are called the mighty waves of the ocean. So, deeper from the surface the wave goes, the greater strength it carries with it. If the mind is always on the surface level of the ocean of mind, then the thought force is weak. And if the mind fathoms the deeper levels of consciousness, deeper levels of the ocean of mind, and stirs all levels there, coming out, it brings out all the latent faculties up on the surface of the ocean of mind, and then one thought, and it is realized, thoughts are realized. And when thoughts begin to be realized, the great potentiality in the thought comes, the thought force becomes intensive, then this is another healing of the mind. Then the mind is satisfied. It is freed from the agony of weak status. This is how meditation heals the mind. How does meditation heal the body? Good doctors have said that about 80% of the physical diseases are the result of mental tensions. Mental tensions are at the root of 80% of physical diseases. And when meditation heals the mind, eliminating the mental tensions, then the very cause of 80% of physical diseases is disappeared. The meditation goes to eradicate the very cause of physical diseases, 80% physical diseases. It does not patch up as today's medicines patch up. They heal some portion and they create some bad effect in some other portion. It has a much greater medicinal value than the drugs of today, which go to satisfy one point and create some disturbance in the other aspect of the body. In meditation, when the mind is concentrated and it goes deep within on the point, when the meditation is deep, the breath flows very slowly. Naturally, the breath flows very, very slowly, When the breath flows slowly, then all other functioning parts of the body get rest. This natural rest to every part of the body rejuvenates the body. All the heart trouble and lung trouble and kidney troubles and so many sorts of different troubles which the doctors feel they should be given rest. All that is rejuvenated from within due to the great and natural rest that the body gets during meditation. When the breath flows longer and deep, then the life is exhausted much greater. When the breath is preserved, when the breath is slow, and then life enhances. This gives longevity of life. Longevity of life apart from rejuvenating the cells within. When the machinery of the body is always functioning, parts are always functioning, they get worn and torn, and the effect of age begin to appear on the skin and on the constitution. When they begin to get rest, then young age begins to show its marks on it's natural, it's most scientific. So, This is the natural process. We are not required to do anything. Naturally the body is healed up for all its wear and tear and for all its weaknesses. Body is rejuvenated. A man sits in meditation, and after that, throughout the day he feels more energetic, much more energetic than he used to be in his work, more efficient. Even the output of the work is greater, the quality of the work is better. Every way more energy is gained, along with the peace of mind and balance and right thinking. This is how the body is healed. Meditation heals the body. Now, apart from the 80% of physical diseases which are the result of mental tensions, we are left to consider the fate of 20% of the diseases which are not the direct result of mental tensions. Any ailment anywhere, when the system is functioning in low working order of the limbs, breath is slow, every fiber of the body, every tissue of the body gets rest. Whatever is the cause, even if the cause is not mental tension, any boil comes up, and it is not the cause of any mental tension, the boil comes up. But when the whole system and every fiber of the system begins to get soothing effect from the natural rest that the system gets due to the breath being slow in meditation, then the healing up is natural. The parts heal up very soon. Apart from that, when the mind has capacity of concentration and meditation, then at any point the mind could be put in. Any great pain, any headache, for example, stomach headache, just put the mind in the headache. Just feel where is the headache, where is it. Just let the idea be there, where it is. After 5-10 minutes it will not be found. Automatic healing. Put the mind there on the suffering part, and you will find it is soothing. It is soothing. Heals up. This is how. And it's natural, nothing to do with it. Not even hypnotic process of thinking that it is being healed, all that is even that is not necessary. Just put the mind there and you feel relieved. Direct effect of meditation. Mind is directly connected with the body. Just this body is only for the wish of the mind to enjoy some things through the eyes, to enjoy some things through the ears, to enjoy things through the senses. We have taken up the body, and the body is just the slave of the mind. But when the mind is made the slave of the body, then the whole trouble arises. Let our mind be strong, and it will be strong only when we give it something which will satisfy its thirst of happiness. And that meditation does directly leads the mind to the chamber of bliss within, and leading the mind to the kingdom of God, kingdom of heaven, the glory of the divine. The mind becomes satisfied for its thirst of happiness, and the body is healed, and the mind is healed, and the soul is healed, and everything is healed, all harmony everywhere, all upliftment everywhere. Then we begin to live all glories of life, material, mental, and spiritual. This is integration of life. Meditation is a means of integrating life for all its aspects, material, mental, and spiritual.